But my point is it was a glorious revolution, and there was an enormous rebellion in the colonies too. It all happened in the 1670s, 1680s. That was the first enormous crisis in American history. And it was a time of great war too. We were at war with New France, the French had settled over Canada. So that was the first great crisis. And then about 80, 90 years later, we had the American Revolution. 80, 90 years later, we had the Civil War. And I think I need not describe what the Civil War was for America, right? But even absolute numbers, forget share of the population, by far the most deadlier than all the other conflicts combined.
Yes.
And then 80 or 90 years later, the Great Depression, World War II. 80 or 90 years later, guess what? We're right here. We're right here, and we started with the GFC. And you're right, recent crises have started with economic downturns, and then they later proceed to other kind of system breakdowns. And finally, toward the climax of the crisis, you suddenly decide, the leadership decides, the entire community decides, you have to remake everything. You can't just solve this problem, that problem. It all needs to be remade.